Ayate, Shea Nathaniel Brown, Hunchia. I'm Twobaha, Water's Edge, and my father's clan is the Reed people. My grandpas are the Taween House, and my nullies are the mini goats. I'm here today on behalf of our people and all our indigenous people. I represent the Navajo Nation on the Navajo Nation Council, but I sit on the Navajo Nation's Council Subcommittee for Sexual Assault Prevention Subcommittee with Delegate Amber Knezba-Crotty. So our sole job is to work on the missing, murdered, domestic violence, human trafficking, and all these very important work that historically the Navajo Nation government has not really addressed. So we are here, we sit on council, and I also sit on the Arizona Human Trafficking Council. So with that, we focus on, my job there is to focus on bringing our young boys or young girls, Navajo and all tribes, to bring them home. We have sting operations to where we bring our children home. One of the stark statistic that I shared, just to kind of give you a brief of what's going on with human trafficking, is it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, meaning that these individuals exploiting our beautiful children, they make on about 5 years ago, it was $35 billion a year. Now it's probably $40 billion a year, and who knows how much during this pandemic. The reason why it's profitable to organize crimes, and it's because on a slow day in Phoenix, and I'm not sure that the data in Albuquerque or here in Santa Fe, on a slow day, a young person, a young girl, or a young boy could be sold about 12 times in a 24-hour period. Multiple partners. That's too much for my mind to handle. On a busy day during big sporting events like Super Bowl, again in Phoenix and other around the country, around the world, we interviewed a young person and they were sold about 50 times in a 24-hour period. So the profit that's made from exploiting our relatives. And some of these are the acts of Congress over 150 years ago. There are Supreme Court case laws like the Oliphant versus the Squamish Tribe of 1976. We are working to dismantle those. And that's everyone here with your soul, with your prayers. We want to continue to work together. And I want our voices to be heard. So thank you to all that have spoken. And I pray for myself, the only way I currently exist in my role and to represent our people is with prayer. So I want us to yell about four times here, just so we can let the souls of our missing to hear us. So on a count down from 3, let's all yell. Ata naki ta. Woo! One more time. Woo! I hope that my sister Natalie heard us, my nephew, and all your relatives. They're not forgotten because we're standing here. How many of you your toes are freezing? It's because we love our people. It's because we care for them. We have eh. And our toes and being free, they're frozen, but that's nothing. Because we love them, and we're not going to give up on them. Myself, Delegate Crotty, Shana, Delegate So is standing there with the state representative, Miss Patricia Michaels, all the others. We're going to continue with all your help. Again, with Todazin, with our prayers. I just quickly want to share a story of a hummingbird. When I first got elected, I got really high anxiety and I went through depression thinking, how can I do this job? How can I represent our people? How can I really speak justice? And my oldest sister told me, remember, about 15 years ago, you caught a hummingbird. Do you know what that means in Navajo? Do you know when the animals were preparing this world for us for our arrival, they elected animals to be on their council, to be leaders. The first one was the bear, but of course the bear, what do they do during the winter? They hibernate. So they would come together like this and like, hey, what about the mountain lion? What about the horse? And every time someone brought up some points, personality traits. But the owl, the Nashja, said, what about this Tahiti, the hummingbird? And everyone laughed. They're like, oh, he's just tiny. They laughed and they're like, no, no. And then the owl came back and said, look at who is still working while we're gathered here. Who's the only one that's still working quietly? And I see that this work, I see you as my hummingbirds, my hard workers. You have been blessed and ordained with the holy people. That's why you're here. And I love this gift that we have from our brothers and sisters. I learned that this represents resiliency. So I'll take this home and it'll remind me of that. It will take me to everywhere I go where I talk about healing. So, and the wonderful thing about all humans and as Native American Indigenous people is, what do we have? We have our grandparents' teachings, our parents, our da'a, our mayaja. We have all the tools. So it's winter, we have our Yebiche ceremonies. I see a lot of people taking their snow bath and our shoe games. And I know that our people, we recently in the Navajo Nation Council chambers, we brought out our sacred shields and our bundles. And we do protection prayer on a regular basis. During the winter solstice, summer, during the eclipse, we don't pray, but we stay reverent during those times. So I want you to know that from the Navajo Nation Council with our medicine people, we bring out our bundles and we say prayers for all of you. We sit up all night, we give our offerings, we shed our tears with our medicine people. So I want the families who are here with us, that you're not forgotten, that we're praying for you from leadership, from Navajo. That we want you to feel our love and we're going to continue to show up for each other. So thank you for everyone for being here. And I have Miss Shamasana, my grandmother, Delegate Crotty here.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'm talking over there.
Okay. So I don't have to talk over there.
No. I just
Yeah.
balance his energy. Go ahead. Over there.
I'd like to invite